following is an exclusive presentation of Ravens Productions.
Coming up on this week's edition of Ravens Report, it's Steelers week, and first place in the AFC North is on the line. We sit down with veteran linebacker Matthew Judon and head coach John Harbaugh to preview the rivalry matchup. Plus, we have a special Halloween treat for you. All of that and more on this week's Ravens Report.
15-10-5, touchdown Ravens. They're dancing in the aisles. Oh, what a scene we have at M&T.
Family on 3, 1, 2, 3. Bam.
Welcome into this week's edition of Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Garrett Downing. It's Steelers week, and as usual, this is a matchup between the top two teams in the AFC North, the 6-0 Steelers against the 5-1 Ravens. Now, this is a game with some big-time playoff implications. Now, the Ravens are coming into this game after the bye week. They're rested and ready. And under head coach John Harbaugh, the Ravens are 10-2 after the bye. Now, the Steelers, they're coming to Baltimore after a 27-24 victory over the Tennessee Titans. And they bring with them a healthy Ben Roethlisberger and the top-ranked defense in the NFL. But the Ravens defense is performing at a really high level as well. They're limiting teams to the fewest points in the league, just 17.3 points per game. Veteran linebacker Matthew Judon has played in a bunch of these big matchups against Pittsburgh. And Evan Washburn sat down with him earlier this week to talk about the rivalry and the addition of Pro Bowl pass rusher Yannick Ngakoue.
Hit and sack, Matt Judon. The Ravens stop him at the 3-yard line. Matt Judon with his second sack of the afternoon.
Matthew Judon, good to see you, man. Thanks for taking some time.
No problem, man. Good to be back.
Good to be back in the building, I'm sure. But the bye week, even in 2020, when it's a little bit different, can't get out of town, come in to get tested, still comes at a nice time. And I have to imagine time at home with the family. Take us into the Judon household. I mean, we all know you as this fun-loving guy who's got this big personality. What's it like when you can put football to the side and just be dad for a while?
It's the same, man. Flipping kids up and down, tossing them all around. The other day I was just swinging Leo, and he was having the time of his life. Right now, my daughter's in kindergarten, first year in full-time schooling, and they're actually going to school right now. Last week, I was taking her to and from school, picking her up and dropping her off, and then the first day, I didn't know where to go, but I didn't want Mom to drive with me, so I kind of missed her drop-off zone, and she palmed her whole face and was like, "Dad, turn around, hurry." But I eventually got it, so I got to pick up and drop off. I'm programming her right now, so I pick her up from school, windows down, bumping kids spot. In about 6 years, she is gonna be very ashamed of that. But right now, I'm a cool dad.
The bye often is a time, too, to assess where a team is. And at 5-1 and this defense playing really high, what's been your focus when you look at where you guys are and where you want to go?
Front office assessed where we was, and then they got us some more help. Eric and those guys up here, Ozzy, they did a great job, and they saw opportunity, and they seized on that opportunity. So we got Yannick in here, and I think that's just going to propel our defense to where we want to go.
While you're studying offenses, you sometimes get to see what a defense is doing against an offense. What have your been impressions of Yannick Ngakoue? Give us a sense of your thoughts on him as a player.
He's an excellent player. I think he has a nose for the ball. I think he knows how to get to the quarterback. And I think he knows how to win rushes. I've been watching him since we both came into the league at the same time, and I've been keeping an eye on him. He's a great player. He demands attention, and that's just going to help us as outside linebackers and as edge rushers be better. I think our room got a lot better. Teams are going to have to pick their poison.
This is Steelers week. This couldn't be any bigger of a game. Obviously, at the midpoint of the season, still a lot of football to be played. But when you look at this team, 6-0 in Pittsburgh, and Big Ben at least back under center, does this one feel different as you look at this opponent?
Nah, it feels like a Steelers week. We know it. Some guys haven't played through it, but I done had enough of these games where it doesn't matter if they're 0-6 or 6-0. We know this is gonna be two of the biggest games we'll ever play every year. If the new guys don't get the tempo by today in practice, when they feel that energy on the field between the two teams, they'll definitely get it by the time it's kickoff. And we know they come in here riding high. They rightfully so. They undefeated. They the only undefeated team in the league left. We got to do our job, man. Everybody has to do their job in order for us to win. We're gonna let our pads and our preparation speak for itself.
He's a Pro Bowler on the field, maybe practice squad when it comes to that kindergarten drop-off, but we always appreciate Matthew Judon stopping by. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Here's one thing we know for sure. This is a game that both quarterbacks are going to be seeing a bunch of blitz pressure. The Ravens are coming off a 6-sack performance against the Philadelphia Eagles, and with the addition of Yannick Ngakoue, the focus will be making Big Ben uncomfortable all day long. Still to come on Ravens Report, we look back at some of the best moments of the season so far.
We here now.
There he goes, galloping free for 6. What a play!
One-hand catch for the touchdown, Mark Andrews. Loose ball, the Ravens have recovered.
It got picked midfield.
Amazingly talented play of Marlon Humphrey.
The 10-5 touchdown, Ravens.
Welcome back into Ravens Report presented by MedStar Health. I'm Garrett Downing. It's been a fun season so far. The Ravens are sitting here at 5-1. The offense ranks 8th in the league, averaging almost 30 points a game. And the defense is helping to put those points on the board, as it's now been 19 straight games with the takeaway for this Ravens defense. Now, all season long, we brought you into the action with mic'd up clips from down on the field from some of the biggest names on this roster. Let's take a look back at the best of Wired so far this year.
Bring your own energy. Bring your own energy.
I'm mic'd up.
Talk is cheap. We're going to talk with them pads today.
We need whistles and pads clacking. That's it. We're trying to be champions this year, man. And that's all right now.
Ah! 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 Ah!
Hey, dog mentality here, boys. Let's get it.
Come on, Dad. Don't run in my gap. You know me better than that, bro. We gonna wait, but don't run in my gap. Take someone else's gap. You know me better than that. Keep feeding me. Keep feeding me. A boy said, run behind me. Oh, let's go, boy. Let's go, man.
Play action. Jackson looks right, throws over the middle. He's got a man wide open. One-hand catch for the touchdown, Mark Andrews.
I knew I gave you my name for a reason. My son. Make your daddy proud, boy.
They stretch the change forward, and the Eagles are short.
We live. We live.
Even the coaches.
We all live.
Swing first, ask questions later.
Don't be scared, 62. You all right? Hey, come on, line. Hey, I know y'all better than that. I know y'all better than that. Get a turnover.
Deep drop, fires down the middle, and it is picked off by Marcus Peters.
Hey, his birth name Marcus Peters. But I like to call him Juice Man. He brought that J.U. Ice with him today.
Oh, let's go. That's 6. He's going to go 20, 10, 5. Lamar Jackson, touchdown, Ravens.
Man, that boy fast.
Wentz keeps it on the read option. He'll get out to the 35-yard line. Fumbles the ball, loose ball.
Look, watch it. Dude, knee. Ball
Down.
out. Ball out. You want to bet on it? You got money.
Not as much as you.
Let's go.
I just got to compliment you. I don't know how you are so poised with everything. The clock, the play, the lateness, lining up.
It'll be a direct snap to Mark Ingram running off left tackle. He's got a huge hole.
Oh, wow.
20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Ravens.
Black belt back in the day. First degree. Huh? I missed like a mug, too. I missed like a bug. You seen it?
It is complete to Mike Thomas, and Thomas fumbles the ball. The Ravens have it. Scooped up in midfield. It's Patrick Queen down the sideline. He's to the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown Ravens.
Y'all nasty. Y'all nasty and gritty. So y'all can go in the garage. Because that's how y'all get it out the mud. Just real good. That's how we do it at the flock. And we just cooking it. Baltimore. Baltimore.
Now, it is Halloween after all, and the sight of this Ravens defense coming after you is enough to scare anyone. Now, in the spirit of this spooky holiday, we asked some players about their biggest fear, and this is the result.
My biggest fear? Ooh. Biggest fear.
Biggest fear, I don't mess with sharks.
You scared to go in the ocean? You swim in the ocean?
Yeah, I go to knee height, that's about it.
My biggest fear is bridges. I hate driving over bridges. I hate them.
Not staying solid to my family.
Biggest fear? Probably heights.
It's really high.
You have nothing to fear but fear itself. And the concrete.
My biggest fear is getting old.
Biggest fear? Losing a family member.
Snakes, for sure.
Do you know snakes are more afraid of you than you are of them?
My biggest fear is...
My biggest fear, not being successful.
Lately, it's been clowns.
Hate that clown.
Lately.
You stupid clown!
Man, bats. The big bats that are coming out, like, those things are scary.
It's freaking bats.
Bats really scare me. Rats, all those little, I can't stand them.
It used to be clowns. I'm not really scared of those anymore, though, so I'm good. I'm not really scared of anything. I'm ready to go. Let's go. It's whatever.
I am brave. Roller coasters, love them. Scary movies, I've seen Ghostbusters like 7 times. So yeah, I'm pretty much not afraid of anything.
You know, leaving this game without, like, you know, just putting everything out there. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna let that happen, but that's kind of what I worry about. I mean, that's why, you know, I go so hard every time I'm on the field.
Biggest fear is spiders and bugs. I don't do no bugs. I refuse.
Snakes all the way. I can't do it. But listen, if y'all hear that, don't play with me with no snakes. Nobody out there, nobody bring no snakes around. I'm telling you. Spiders by far. Like, if I see a spider, I'm not even gonna kill it. I'm just running.
I think I'm like a kid, man. I'm afraid of dark still. I mean, it's what it is. Like, sometimes when you turn off that last light at the bottom of the stairs, you sprint up them stairs. Oh yeah, every single time, man. It always gets me. You always hear something. And you never know what it is, but you never want to turn back and look. You don't know what's in there. You don't know. You really don't know.
Coming up on Ravens Report, we sit down with the head coach, John Harbaugh, to preview this week's matchup against the Steelers.
Who will deliver in this week's game? Go to budlight.com/delivery to have your game day Bud Lights delivered right to your door.
Welcome back to Ravens Report, presented by MedStar Health. I'm now joined by Ravens head coach John Harbaugh. Coach, thanks for the time. You guys had the bye last week, but I know that for the coaches, the bye week is a work week. You guys go through an important time of self-scouting. You look at what works, what doesn't work, and really kind of dive into the tape during that week. So what did you learn about your team over the course of the bye?
Well, we learned a lot. I mean, we have a book about that thick of reports and just different things that we learned from analytics or from watching the film study or just by conversations and meetings and things we had. So what you basically try to do is have an understanding of where you're at and just try to make a plan for where you're going. Kind of not a change of plans, but just kind of set your course a little bit going forward. And I think we did a great job of that. We do understand where we're at. We do understand strengths, weaknesses, and then make decisions about where we think we can, just be most effective and win the most games going forward. Get our guys in position to make plays, all those kind of things that you try to do a good job as a coach. I think we had a chance to work on that.
Now, Coach, another important piece of the bye is that you guys surprised all of us. You were busy. You made a trade for Yannick Ngakoue, the Pro Bowl pass rusher from Minnesota. Talk to me about that and also how he looked in practice this week.
He loves football. You can see that. He comes out, he's practicing fast, very smart, picked up what we're doing very quickly. Just been in that book ever since he was here. All the things that we ask a guy to do, he's been doing. So, we've done well with guys like that. Marcus Peters did a great job last year. Others have come in and fit in really well. Of course, Calais and Derek, so we love those guys. They're doing a great job, and just looking forward to the rest of the season and seeing them all play together.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, Marcus Peters had a pick 6 in his first game, so bar set pretty high there in terms of the newcomers. This week, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Coach, this is the 25th time that you're going to face Mike Tomlin and the Steelers in your time here as the head coach. In your mind, what is it that makes this game and this rivalry so special?
Well, I mean, it's been around for a long time. I think it's interesting if you study the history just a little bit. This has really been the rivalry. It's probably been around since the 60s. You can go all the way back because obviously the Ravens moved from Cleveland. It's the same franchise. You've got Ozzie Newsome and others that tie that all together here. So this has been going on for quite a while. And it just I think it's only stepped up. It's only accelerated. It's greater now than it's ever been. As I can see it, and I followed it because I was a Browns fan all those years. And, it's just a good, tough football rivalry. It kind of epitomizes what football is. It's two teams that respect each other, that play super hard, very physical. I think both organizations do things the right way. You've got great owners and Steve Bisciotti and the Rooney family. I mean, this is kind of everything that National Football League, I think, wants to be about. So other than that, you know what I mean? That's all. It's all great to talk about, but we got a game to play. That's our focus, and our focus is on the team that we're playing, and we know who they are and what they're about, and we know what a challenge it is, and we're looking forward to going out there and playing the game.
Yeah, this is as good as it gets. I can't wait for 1 o'clock on Sunday. Coach, thanks so much for the time.
Appreciate it, Garrett.
Coming up next on Ravens Report, former Ravens head coach Brian Billick looks at what quarterback Lamar Jackson needs to do to be successful against this Pittsburgh defense.
Brian Billick's Breakdown is powered by Microsoft, the official tablet of the Baltimore Ravens.
Welcome back to Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Garrett Downing. It should be an epic battle on Sunday between two of the best teams in the NFL. The Steelers come into Sunday's game with the top-ranked defense in the National Football League, and their pass rush has wreaked havoc on quarterbacks this year. Former Ravens head coach Brian Billick breaks down the tape on why the Steelers' pass rush is so effective and how Lamar Jackson needs to counter it.
Well, it's Ravens and Steelers week, so that's all you really have to say. For my money, and I think a lot of people's money, still the best rivalry in the National Football League. And no more so this year when you're talking about an undefeated Steelers team, two really good football teams. And I think their strengths counter one another, and they're both going to have to draw on their strength. Certainly Ben Roethlisberger is playing very well, brought the wide receivers along and playing at a very high level, but it's the defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers that I think is at the heart of why they're 6-0, and they're doing it with the classic Blitzburgh corner slot blitzes and the play of Bud Dupree and TJ Watt. Let's look at the film and see what we're talking about. All right, for the Steelers, obviously, this is a four-man front, but as typical of the Steelers, you got to watch off the slot. They're going to take Hilton, who now sneaks in, gets a free rush off that right side, out of the basic protection scheme, gets a free run at the quarterback, and gets home. So what happens on the next play? Well, the offensive line is going to account for Hilton, number 28, in the interior of the defense. The center, left guard, and tackle open to Hilton. So what do? They bring Edmonds, number 34, from the right side off the slot, and now he gets home to the quarterback. But this is where it gets really, really dangerous. It's the edge rush of Dupree and Watt that is most lethal. Here's a play you're going to see against Tennessee. They take virtually the entire offensive line. The left guard all the way to the right tackle, open up to the right side to TJ Watt. They even throw Derrick Henry in to chip off the edge. TJ Watt splits the double team, gets home with the hit on the quarterback. Well, let's look at what Lamar's going to have to do. We can go back to week 1 against the Cleveland Browns to see a couple of the type of throws that Lamar's going to have to make this week against Pittsburgh. One, as you can see in this first vertical play down the field, he escapes the pocket, steps up, great opportunity to run, but he keeps his vision downfield. There's a hole in the defense down the field that he's able to deliver for the big shot down the field. And then when he gets caught inside the pocket, as we see in this play, he's really got no place to go, but look at the time that he buys within the pocket. He moves right, he moves back to the left, buying time to where he can see a Mark Andrews crossing the field, throws a beautiful ball in on a very tightly covered Andrews for another big play down the field. So to me, this is going to be the key. The last time these two teams played, for Lamar, of course, they haven't, last year they did not face Ben Roethlisberger. That's a whole nother set of challenge and what they're going to have to do defensively. But Lamar only played in the first game. He ran it 14 times. He's likely going to have to run it a lot in order for them to win. But it's these kind of plays, whether it's outside the pocket, break down the defense, get the ball down the field, or buying time within the pocket, that I think Lamar's going to have to make a lot of these type of plays if they're going to duplicate the wins from last year.
Now, the pressure will be on Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson and the offense this week. Now, as we know, the running game is always critical, but I'm looking at wide receiver Hollywood Brown and some big plays in his direction to help jumpstart this passing attack. Now, this is a game between two very evenly matched opponents who know each other incredibly well. The Ravens defense will look to add a 20th game to their takeaway streak, and forcing the Steelers to turn the ball over, that could swing the momentum in the Ravens' favor on Sunday. That's it for this week's show, but make sure to tune into Ravens Pregame Live on Sunday, starting at noon, to catch all the action from pregame warmups. You can watch that on our app, our website, our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and our CTV apps. And for those of you who are going to be in the house inside M&T Bank Stadium on Sunday, be loud. Give us a great home field advantage. That's it for us. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week on Ravens Report.